Hi, welcome back to Shirley DIY Design. This is a copy of my children's book, The Greedy Aphids and Ellie Blackberry Garden. You can pick up a copy of it from Amazon.com by Shirley Williams. Thank you for picking up a copy. Today we're going to take these tables, they call hiding tables. I got two in a box from Amazon. I got them for like $15. And I'm going to spray the legs part of it silver with the silver paint. And then I'm going to take it's actually 6 shelves come with it. I'm going to take 4 of them and I'm going to cover the 4 of them with this marble contact paper. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do all 4 of them. And that's what you see me here measuring out and getting ready to apply the contact paper. It's a marble black and white and gray contact paper. And I'm going to attach it to 4 of the 6 shells that came with the high tables that I got from Amazon. And I got them on clearance for $15 because somebody had got them and returned them, didn't want them. Nothing wrong with them. Only reason why I don't have to cover but 4 of them because 2 of them I'm going to end up attaching them to my console table base that I'm going to make, top base I'm going to make for it. And so those won't be able to see that because it's going to be attached to both of the high tables that I got from Amazon. So you only need to cover it if you like to. You don't have to do this step. I just didn't want them the dark gray, which was the color it came in. So I spray painted all my legs that goes to both tables, and then I cover 4 of the shells with the contact paper. I'm only going to show you how I did one because once you do one, you know how to do all the other 3. And the other 2 is gonna be attached to my base. I'm gonna make a base for my console table that I'm gonna put it together. And this console table is also a console table that I made before, but the high-end tables that I made it out of is a little bit different. This one is actually shorter. When I ordered, I thought I was ordering the same exact one, but because I don't want it so short, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to build the base up to make it taller. And also on the first one I did, I used cardboard, but this time I'm going to be using a piece of birch wood that my husband already had in the garage when he was building some music boxes for his car. And we had a lot of extra wood, so I was like, and I had gotten some mirrors from Home Depot last year summer. They had marked them down for $5.60 a box of 6, and they are 12 by 12. And I had been trying to figure out what I want to do with them, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna remake that console table I made out of cardboard and a door mirror, but this time I'm gonna make it with wood. So here I have finished applying all the contact paper onto the shelves, and I'm assembling the shelf here. And as you can see, those legs didn't come silver; they came like a dark gray. I wasn't hearing it, so I spray painted it's silver. And see, I'm assembling both of the tables. And this is easy to assemble because they just screw on together to each other, and you just put it on top. It's a very simple, easy project to put together. So that's what you're seeing me doing here. And I'm adding the top shell on top of that. See, Actually, this is the bottom shelf that I put on. So I assembled all both of the shelf. Now I'm prepping my board. This is the birch wood that I was telling you about. I took some white paint that I had already. I'm working in my garage, everybody. So you see a lot of stuff in there. That's why I'm in my garage now. And I'm painting my board because I'm gonna leave my mirrors only 12 by 12, and I got my board. I have my board bigger because I want to be able to go around the edge of it, the front of it, and the back, and add my cut glass to it. So I'm just painting where I know that my cut glass is gonna go, and probably my mirrors. So I'm just painting around the whole thing, all the way around the edges, so of the board, and that's the only part that I really need to paint. So now I'm gonna prep the edges of my board because it was cut and it has some frail ends. So I'm just taking my sander and just sanding down all those loose pieces ends off of it. And as you can see how I had painted the board and let it dry white all the way around. Okay, and also I'm kind of going over taking the edges off because I didn't want it to be sharp. I want it to be kind of round and smooth. So I'm just using my sander to do that. Okay. So that's all you see me doing right here. Okay. Now I have some edge supply, and I'm attaching this edge supply, which I got from Amazon, all the way around my board so I can have an edge closed, smooth edge. And it got like some binder glue on it, and I'm lightly attaching it with the iron so it can hold, because once I get through putting it all the way around my board, like I said, I'm prepping this board to make it my base for the top of my console table that I'm building. And I'm going to go back with my heat gun and really seal that edge supply all the way around. Okay, so that's what you see me doing with the iron. The iron is doing like a light hold to it until I can get it in place so that I can go back with my heat gun and seal it really well. You don't have to use edge supply around the edges, because on the one that I did with the cardboard, I used bling wrap, and you can also use bling wrap on this one. I had the edge supply. We had ordered it because we were making some end tables for my daughter. So I just went ahead on and used some all the way around this one. Okay. So if you do use the edge supply, use your iron and just kind of get it where you want it, and then go bite with your heat gun to seal it. Okay. It was kind of a little awkward because I was trying to make sure I didn't have my hands and arm in a way so that you can really see what I was doing. So it was kind of awkwardly trying to hold it and iron it and having my arm up high. But I made it work. So I wanted you to be able to see what I was really doing. Okay. Okay. And I did it all the way around. So now I'm taking my heat gun. That's my heat gun. And I'm taking a stick. I'm not using it because it's hot. And I'm just mashing it down with the stick and smoothing it and running the heat gun across it, because it really get the glue melt and get it bonded real good, because it have a bonding glue on it. And I'm bonding it down. And here after that, I took my board and turned it upside down, and I took one of my shelves and I traced it out because, like I said, these tables was shorter, so I added 2 pieces of birch wood, and they just leftover piece of wood I had in the garage, and I glued it with my PL3 construction glue. I glued one down, and then I took another one. I let it dry, and then I took another one, and then I put another piece on top of that on each side where my table is going to be glued on to give me another almost 2 inches to make it a little bit taller, because without those 2 extra pieces of wood that I added to it, it was kind of a little low, so I wanted to bring it up a little higher. And that's what you see me doing here. So on this side, I just got, it was just wood that we had cut up, and I measured it out and glued it down. Then I put another board on top of that, right here. So that's gonna give my tables a little bit more height. Okay. And I'm gonna let it dry. Once it dry, I'm gonna go ahead and take my 2 tables. At first, I took this silver Rust-Oleum paint, and I just sprayed my edges of those 2 boards, and I sprayed the edge of my edge binder around my board. So I sprayed that all silver with my silver spray paint. And this is a good thing about working in my garage. I don't have to be like, oh, I got to go down to outside to the garage and spray paint. And as you see, my husband walking back and forth because he's working on his projects too. And here I got my boards down. Now I'm about to attach the 2 tables that I got for Amazon on top, and they're gonna be just like the one that I made, very similar, very close, similar to the one I made, console table I made out of the cardboard and door mirror. So here I already put symbol. And see, I did the top of that one. I didn't put contact papers on it because you're not going to see it. It's going to be glued to the bottom of my base of my console table. And also, I'm going to put 3 nails inside that to make sure that even though I glued it, I'm going to let them dry. I'm going to come back and you'll see I'm going to put 3 nails in there to make sure that it's very sturdy and they're both there and not going to move. The PL3 construction glue, it really holds really well. And that's what you see me using on my projects. I even use that on my mirrors because it works really well. I'm adjusting the camera so you can see that I'm applying it. Now I put a generous amount. Now I'm going to put my other table that I had and sit it up there, let it dry, and then I'm going to come back once it's dry and I'm going to put 3 nails in each side. I'm going to just take the screwdriver and screw them in. I'm making sure that it is lined it up and just right, just like I want it to fit. And that's what you see me doing here. Okay, so while it's drying, I set some things on it, and I'm taking this other Loctite clear glue. It's like E6000, but it comes in a bigger tube, and I'm putting it on the boards where I had glued to make the base higher, And I'm going to take some bling wrap and wrap it around to cover it. This is the bling wrap that I have. And I'm just going to put it all the way around those two boards and cover it. And I'm going to do that for both sides. Okay, so this is where I did the 3 nails inside the shelf. And here is finished, and I'm about to put some nails on the top board. I'm going to put some nails all through that, connecting the table so that, to make sure that they're completely together. And that's what you see me doing right here. And I'm making sure it goes in all the way flush into the wood, because I do have to put my mirrors on top, and I want it to be smooth and even. And I'm doing the same thing on this side to this table, my base. Okay, now I got it all done. So now I'm applying my 12 by 12 mirrors, and I putting it in the center, and I'm still using my PL3 construction glue that I got from Lowe's. I have measured out and drawn out where I want my mirrors to go. So I'm leaving even enough space on each front and the back of my console table, and a little bit of space on the corner sides of each one, the small corner side of each, right and left. And so I'm gonna turn them all over and glue them all 4 of them down. And now I have these little thin little rods of edges wood that I got picked up from Walmart, and I am gonna cut them out and I'm putting them on the edge to give myself a border. So when I put my I cut glass around, and I have an edge where it holds the glass in and give it a finished, complete look. They are the smallest rod, the thin piece of rod wood. You can get it in a craft area, Walmart. And they have different size. And I got the smallest one I could possibly get. And I cut them and I spray paint them also silver. And then I applied them to the edge all the way around on all four sides. And that's what you see me doing here. And I did attach them with my latte clear glue that's like E6000. You can use E6000 because it works really well too also. Okay, and that's what you see me scoop out of this jar. I had put some in a jar so I can just take it out and rub it because it was a big tube. And I just squeeze some out inside the jar, and I'm just going around the edge and putting a little bit down where I'm gonna attach the little skinny edge rod. Like I said, you can find them in Walmart in the craft area. You'll see them. They're just long little thin pieces of wood, and it comes in different sizes. Okay, so I did it all the way around. As you can see, I got paint buckets sitting here on the mirrors to make sure they dry real good. The paint is heavy, so it helps hold them down. And here I'm using my decoupage now, and I'm going back because my little thin edge border wood that I got from Walmart out of the craft area has dried, and I'm putting my decoupage down because I'm applying my cut glass that I got from Michael's. I have a bigger size, kind of light gold light, and it has like cut glass with mirror like in it. But also I'm gonna mix a little bit of crushed glass that is the clear and silver and white, and it's gonna have a like just a tiny hint of gold in there because I did pick up that one from two different kinds from Michael's. So I'm gonna apply that all the way down the front side, long side, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the back side on my console table. And that's what you see me applying right here. So I'm gonna get all that put in, and I'm gonna let it dry. It's not dry completely, but pretty much set itself down. It start to dry. Okay, I turn it around. Now I'm doing the other side. You can do your table a little longer and have that cut glass go on those smaller sides, the left to the right sides. I didn't. I'm using what we had left in the garage. So I just made the board that my husband had left over work for me. So here I'm applying the cut glass after I put the decoupage. I use the high gloss decoupage, and you will see me use decoupage before I use Mod Podge. I just like decoupage better. It's just my preference. You can use gloss Mod Podge, but my favorite is decoupage. So that's what you see me doing right there. Is gonna cut glass all the way around, filling my border in for my mirrors. Okay, I took my decoupage and I mixed it with a little water. You only need like a couple drops of water in it. You shake it up and you put it in this little bottle, application bottle that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just went back over the top of it and covered it completely so that I can seal in my cut glass so that it will be smooth and sealed in completely, top and bottom. And I did that all over all the cut glass. I do this all the time with, you see me use any cut glass or I do any kind of decoupage. And when I finished, I let it dry, and this is how it came out. I have it in our family room behind our white sectional sofa. I really like how it came out. And I'm going to give you a short close-up view so that you can see how the cut glass look on the front and the back of it. And the bling wrap and the towels and the marble cone type paper that I used. I really like it. And if you like it, like, share, and subscribe. I think it came out gorgeous. Thank you.